Hey guys, Summer Del Piso here, back once again. We're gonna get right into it, man. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, and let's talk about it. We're gonna talk about the myriad ways on how New York City or cities in general are horrible for the mental health, especially for men, and more specifically, much more specifically than that, the individuals on semen retention. So let's talk about it. In the first way, even though we are in densely populated cities, in this example of New York, or the New York that I've said, it's not necessarily just for New York. It's for any city, any place, any town that you guys live in. These places are densely populated, and as a result, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of friend groups, there's a lot of social groups, there's a lot of things of people doing things. There are a lot of activities happening, but even in the midst of all this, there has never been much more loneliness than ever. I'll tell you right now, I don't even have friends in this place. I really don't. I have no best friends. I haven't had a girlfriend in years. Like, this is just the situation. It's the name of the game in cities like this, and it's going to continue to happen. Especially to men, especially to individuals that chase semen retention, that chase the opposite of degeneracy. I'll tell you my example. It's not like I'm running away from these things, although I'm not really looking for a girlfriend. It's just that I've just realized it just doesn't happen. I think I get ignored a lot now. And I like to say that I'm a guy that takes care of himself, shave my head, trim my beard. I take showers, brush my teeth twice a day, go to the gym. I still get ignored completely. I get no type of attention, no type of high. And if the attention is happening, it's overt, nice, comfortable attention that's masking like some sort of hate, some sort of dislike, right? So I'm sure I'm not the only person feeling like this. I'm sure there's a lot of men just feeling this way, especially the men on semen retention. This is just something that you're gonna have to accept in this world, especially in your densely populated cities. I've traveled, I had a whole multitude of friends. It's not like I've been stuck or limited to one type of experiences. I've traveled, I've done a lot of things. It's just that this is just how the world presents itself to someone like me at 33. Like, that's just the way it is. I'm not resentful at the world in any way. Of course not. I just understand that this is just the way things are. It's not going to change anytime soon, and I'm not going to try to adjust and refine myself further in order to get some sort of crumbs of social attention by the people in this world that have not even undertook the thinking or the pondering of going down a journey like this or going down a path like this. I guess you can call me stubborn, but what I'm saying is that a lot of other men are experiencing this as well. If you're feeling lonely in your cities, if you're feeling like you're not getting a lot of social attention, trust me, most likely if you've done the work, it's not you. It is a product of the world at large. Feminism has taken over, female rights, and which is a great thing. As what it originally meant. Equality for men and women. Like, women could be considered just as much for a position as men do, granted that they fulfilled the certain conditions and the requirements for said position. The thing is that these belief systems like feminism has gotten to crazy heights, and it's to the point where if you are expressing yourself as a man in any form, and I'm not talking about talking to them and giving them advice and whatnot. I'm talking about like what we do on this channel, whereas like we're on semen retention, we're saving our vital force, we're saving our testosterone, using our creativity for something good, bettering ourselves, getting stronger, cultivating ourselves, true masculinity, reading, all that stuff. When you are a representative of real, true masculinity, these people are gonna be angry at you, men and women alike. They're gonna hate you. That's just the way it's gonna be. You're gonna have to accept this. This is something I've accepted for years since I've been on and off this practice. And trust me, you guys, it's not because, you're unattractive by any sorts. I'm sure, like a lot of the guys on the channel, no homo, you guys are good looking guys. I'm not gonna lie, you guys are good looking guys. Granted, you guys could go to the gym a little bit, but who cares? At the end of the day, you guys are good looking guys and you guys have solid heads. It's just that you are ushering in, you're the herald of real masculinity. And that is just something that this new gynocentric feminist world really doesn't like. So you're gonna have to accept it or Please don't jump off any ledge or something, because I'm gonna really hate that. But anyway, this is just the way the world is. There's that, the rise of genocracy, however you say the word, feminism. That's definitely led to these densely populated cities being horrible for the mental health of the retainer and of just men in general. What is next, right? In addition to that, I also talked about loneliness too. Because you are a harbor, right? You are a vessel of this true masculinity, not even by what you're saying necessarily. You are on semen retention. You're saving your energy. You're doing sports. You're not identifying with liberal politics, which generally leads to the destruction and the weakening of men in general. Because you're not prescribing to that and you're just living your life, trust me, there's a lot of financial opportunities, a lot of social opportunities that you're just not going to be a part of. You're not going to be included in that. Listen, people all have antennas, albeit, they're not completely tapped into, but people could sense generally when people are people like us are just on on real masculinity. We're just semen retention all the way. And we're open and benevolent. So as a result, people are just going to, those same people with those antennas, something's off about this person. Yeah, we're not gonna invite them to the club. Oh, we're not gonna invite them to the social group. We're not gonna invite them to the barbecue. And this is happening all over. I was in London, it happened the same way. I was in Colombia. Well, Colombia, they're a bit more tribalist over there. They're all about their groups. But here, like in densely populated cities, especially in the West, Western Europe, Australia, the more you are on this practice of semen retention and you're identifying yourself as a true male individual, masculine individual, yeah, you're going to be hated. Best believe you're not going to be invited to anything. You're going to be ignored. And a lot of business opportunities are just going to be taken from you. The people that control these opportunities are part of the system. They're part of the genocracy. In addition, of course, race is included in there too. There was a really interesting content creator. He came on one of my live streams on Thursday, and he talked about on his video, one of his videos on his channel, how black men just have no friends. I never thought about race in this channel. And usually I don't walk around thinking that, oh, this person is refusing me because of race. It's usually because of some sort of metaphysical, energetic output. But it sort of made me think about this a lot. There was another live stream months ago where there was a guy that he was by himself. It was this Haitian dude. I ended up figuring out that he was Haitian. In the midst of this Latin restaurant, there's families all around. Even the owner of the restaurant, identifying him as the owner because he's just looking around, making moves, telling the waiters and waitresses what to do, where to go, how to pick up the plates and whatnot. They were all in groups. They all had family. They all had friends, and it's only us, man. It was only like us dark-skinned folk that are just by ourselves. And it's kind of crazy. It's kind of interesting. And it made me really consider what this content creator that came on the live stream last Thursday had to say about black men just having no friends. I think that it has a lot more to do with just the way we are generally. This is something very, very interesting that we're gonna delve into, right? In general, black men, right, we just vibrate incredibly high. When black men enter any sort of room, like whether it be full of any type of people, we just sort of shake up the room. We don't have to have predication upon certificates or degrees or anything. We just vibrate high. Of course, due to the powers that be, the elites and secret societies and all that, and their ways of pushing this type of degenerate behavior upon the world, they have found ways to sort of have us, because it's not them, I'm included. They have us divided against each other, and then they have us separate so we don't have real, true influence upon these cultures, upon these societies. I used to really like the Latin culture. I still do. Latin culture is nice, but there's a lot of realization that I've gotten to based on that culture. It's like they don't really appreciate true masculinity, true energy. They really don't. And a lot of people in the Latin culture, they just don't read. They're not very intellectual. So a lot of the decisions that they make are based off of their hearts. I got into a little bit of a tangent, but it is all applicable to lending into the deterioration of the mental health of the male, the retainer in our cities and the various places of our habitations, right? We need to understand that this world is really stacked against us when it comes to, this modern world is stacked against us when it comes to living our lives, sort of spreading in this way, on our ways, just trying to preach the ways of true masculinity in this primarily gynocentric world. We have to understand that the ways of the old is not the way anymore. How a man was defined once upon a time by having families, having a huge social group, and having control and domination at his job, those actually mean nothing in objective reality. It really means nothing. Sure, it makes your life here a little easier. You have much more friends. People respect you more because you have achieved those physical accolades of this world. But it truly means nothing. And for the individual that doesn't really identify with those things and have decided to identify themselves with that game in order to have some modicum of physical success and not really truly connected, are going to suffer mentally, are going to suffer spiritually, because that's not really what they want to do. And even if you are a man truly in this lifestyle, you are suffering. You are truly suffering. Of course, granted, you didn't identify with the world. That's what's really going on here. We have to understand that our mental health is everything. Semen retention helps a lot with that, the fortification of truth, the fortification and the cultivation of real masculinity. Semen retention, having control over your emotions and guiding yourself in the midst of degeneracy. That's masculinity. But when you are surrounded by it, when you are sort of knocked down consistently, or indirectly shown and broadcasted, because these people never tell you directly how they're living. They just show you, and they show you in multitudes, so you eventually identify with that type of behavior. It is very, very hard to flourish as an individual in the midst of all of this sort of degeneracy, this type of life. The way that we are supposed to fortify our mental health, the way that we're supposed to truly flourish in this place, right, as men, as true masculine men, not the how they were defined in the past, we have to be celibate. We have to be about a higher purpose, not trying to chase the things of this here world. Office jobs, having a big social group, that all means nothing. It doesn't mean, and it was never important, because you are enslaved by their ideology, you're enslaved by their mindset. The majority, let's get it straight, right? The majority is not going to identify with semen retention. Let's just keep it a bean. The majority is not going to seek ascension through these primordial, powerful practices, right? That's just going to happen. And as a result, if they're not for that practice, if they're not chasing that practice, that means they're for the opposite. They're for the system, they're for the genocracy, and they're for the destruction of men. That is just the long, the tall, the short, even if they're not directly broadcasting this behavior. So understand that your enemy is tenfold. They are everywhere. They're in the form of your parents. They're in the form of your family members, your old friends, your girlfriends, your confidants. They are all your enemy if they are not on semen retention, if they're not pushing true masculinity. And you have to understand that your mental health will suffer. It's going to go up and down and fluctuate. You have to stay still. Everything that you were taught is a lie, especially in regards to maintaining and fortifying some sort of life here in the physical reality. All of this stuff, they lie to you. Whatever happens in various countries, these wars, these silly things that happen are due to a whole bunch of men that follow the way of the serpent, that follow the way of this world, and they're still casting war and destroying their fellow man. This is the way that they tell you to continue and to follow. All lies. What we must do, gentlemen, we don't seek war with the individuals that purport the objectives of the directive of the system. Rather, we war against the system itself, the system that perpetuates this behavior, that boosts and broadcasts the genocracy. All of that destroys this. It destroys real masculinity. It destroys real ascension. Get on semen retention, guys. I always say this, right? I'm just going to say it until the end of my days, right? My life, naturally, honestly, my life, I realize as I've been living in this physical reality, I'm 33 now, and I realize it really doesn't mean much besides inspiring you guys, trying to push a lifestyle to you guys, because I'm nothing. I have nothing. I've been nothing. I've never meant anything to anyone. I was always nothing. And I just know that the knowledge and the experiences that I've accumulated in my life will serve to help individuals that can't handle that oppressive force of the genocracy, right? Of this modern world that tells you to do what you're supposed to do whilst you're warring on your fellow man, while you're destroying yourselves, you're taking drugs, you're having sex, you're spreading kids into this world and not having any general responsibility over the welfare of the individuals in your midst. Gentlemen, get on semen retention, ascend in this life. Do not chase the material goods. Do not follow the individuals, the false leaders and idols that have BMWs, that have Audis, that have cars, that have all of these rewards, that have the women, because it means nothing. Their souls are destroyed and wretched. For what does it mean for a man to obtain the world, but he loses his soul? It is just a thing that he occupies. Another accident that happened within our midst. I'm telling you. Energy is everything. Hold your energy. Do not accept the things of this world. Please. You guys really don't understand. This is not just some video trying to yell about what the true things are, what true masculinity is for a couple of views. This is not it. I've lived this life. I've tried their way and I've tried my way. And this is where I am. Follow semen retention. Follow the objective reality as preordained by the monad, by the source, and you will find your truth. Eschew the masculinity that they taught you here and encompass true, real masculinity, being celibate, not caring about riches, not partaking in drugs, alcohol, and actually being fit, spreading creativity and in the form of policies and projects, and liberate yourself from this dying, wretched society. And with that being said, that is all I have to say today. If you guys enjoyed that kind of content, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with some peers. We do have a membership group, of course, the Shadow Collective. The information is in the description below. Check it out. Don't ever let this place get you down. Our mental health is being ravaged. Trust me, and I'm a victim of it too. Listen, like I said, I'm a young man, pretty attractive guy, I guess. I take care of myself, take showers, right? Do push-ups, do calisthenics, and I have no friends, bro. Nobody likes me. I get ignored. I start to meet people and then they change on me, they flip on me. I have no confidants. My family, I'm sure, do not approve of the content that I create, 100%, because they never comment on it, they never support it. But that is a necessary sacrifice that I'll have to make for the pursuit of truth. If Buddha left behind the comfort of all of his riches, right, of all of the degenerate things that people partake of in his world, in the world, alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, right? If he eschewed all of that in a pursuit of true understanding and true knowledge, then I'm going to do it too. Who cares? I'm going to do that stuff. Who cares? My mental health is going to be ravaged, but I just know my spirit is still going to be intact, and then we're going to get into the right spots, and we're going to inspire the right people. So it is just a sacrifice that I'm gonna have to take. And guys, stay radiant. I shall see you guys in the next video. Woo!